All right, hey, today we're going to talk about triangle congruent postulates. So let's get started with the notes. Informally, triangles are congruent if they overlap, so that means all the sides, all the angles are completely the same. So it's important that when you're going through this, they have to have exact angle measures and exact side lengths. So this A, and if you notice this is 2 right here, we've got 2 here. So A and E are the same, B and F are congruent, and C and G are congruent. You can also look here. The sides are the same because of your markings. And you can also look at the congruency statement. So remember, it goes in order. Angle A goes with angle E, angle B goes with angle F, and angle C goes with angle G. And then, of course, congruent. So when we name these, it's pretty easy. You just look for the markings. But again, go in order of the congruency statement or look for the markings. So here it says angle A is congruent. So what we're going to do is we're going to find angle A. And angle A is right here. Oops. And we're looking for the 2 marks. So it's congruent to D. And that's what we put right here. And angle B is right here with 1 mark, is congruent to E, which is 1 mark. Angle C has 3 angle, congruent right there. So does F, so that's why it's congruent to F. So now, same thing is while you're looking at your sides, it's important you read which ones match up. So since angle B and E are the same, you know that A and D are the same. You can go from those sides. So let's look at AB. AB has a 2 and a 1 with 1 dash between. So you go 2, 1 with 1 dash between. So AB is congruent to DE. BA is congruent to ED right here. BC has the 3 marks right here, is congruent to here, or you can go the other way here, or you could go there, doesn't matter. And then that's congruent to FE or EF. All right, CA, you've got your 2 marks here. So you're looking here for your 2. So you know CA is going to go with FD, or AC is going to go with DF. So it all matches up. So let's go ahead and let's do this to complete our congruency statement. So for this one, you have to read it in order. So A goes with D, B goes with E, C goes with F. All right, so let's look at angle B. We said angle B goes with angle E, so we're going to write that first. Oops. Triangle E. We said C goes with angle F. So then we're going to write F. And then we said that A goes with D. So you can write that EFD. So what you're going to try is you're going to write a congruency statement here. And then we're going to move on to some examples where we are able to do the measures. So let's go ahead and let's start labeling everything. So we know that this is very important information here, and I'll highlight it for you. So let's look. We see A is 87, and A goes with D, which should also be 87. And we know that angle B should go with angle E. So this should be 42. And then lastly, we have angle C should go with angle F. Now we know all of that, we can start to complete the information. So let's fill this in. So we said that to find this missing angle, we have to go 87 plus 42, which is 129. And then now to figure out what C is, we're going to go 180 minus 129, and that's going to give us 51. So we know that angle C is 51 degrees. So now using angle C, we know that angle F is also 51 degrees. And we know angle D, we already said, was congruent to A. So A was 87, and that's how you do it. So what you're going to do for this one is you've got an equation or expression here, but that's okay. You're still going to do the same thing. You're going to read the congruency statement. Very important. Order matters. And you're going to go ahead and complete this to the best of your ability. All right, let's go ahead and let's check out some postulates and theorems. So make sure you pause this, get your colors, and then it's a lot of memorization and understanding what makes sense. So your first off is you have side, angle, side. And that's just saying two pairs of sides that are congruent, so like your reds, one side, two sides, and then you have an angle between them are congruent. So then you have side, side, side. So if it's saying all three sides are the same, then you know that they're all congruent. For angle, side, angle, angle, side, angle, two pairs of angles are congruent and the sides between them are also congruent. So this is congruent and that's congruent. Then you have angle, angle, side. So this one is the only difference because when two angles have two pairs of angles congruent and the side not between them are congruent. So here you got an angle, 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 and then this side is not between them, that's not between them. So that's just saying that then we know those are congruent. And then lastly, you have the hypotenuse leg. When two right triangles have congruent hypotenuses and one pair of congruent legs, then we know that they're going to be congruent. So, which makes sense because if these are the same, let's say this is 4, 5, then it would make sense that this side's 3 and that side's 3, so it'd be the same. Alrighty, here's some very important, so we will practice these more, so make sure you color coordinate, and then we'll talk about how they're congruent if they have any of these properties. Here's some theorem postulates that are not used. Angle, angle, angle. These are not used. So just because if you notice here, these are similar, but they're not congruent. Even though they have the same angles here. Okay, they're proportional sides. Same thing here, just because this guy's 45 and this guy's 45, same length here, these are not the same. So this angle is not congruent to that one. So not congruent. Because of the angles. And then same thing here. And here. So not congruent because they have different angles. So go ahead, and what I want you to do here is I'll do the first one and then we'll practice the other ones. So let's look at the information we have. So we want to know if it's enough information to prove the two triangles congruent, and then we need to figure out which postulate or theorem proves it. So let's look. I've got a side, side. I've got an angle and an angle. And then I have side, side. So to me, it looks like this would be a side angle side. And that is one of the things that we can use to prove that those are congruent. Now let's do this next one together, and then you'll do the other ones on your own. So on this one, well, let's look to see what we have. All right, so we have an angle, angle. We got another angle, and then we've got another angle and another angle. So we just said that this is not. So in this case, the answer would be no, because we can't use angle, angle, angle. All right, so you're going to go ahead, you're going to try those others, and then I want you to try this top part here. And then once you're done, you can stop for then, and then I'll do another set of notes for the proving triangles congruent. So remember, all of these postulates and theorems right here can say if it's congruent or not. We cannot use those. And then we also talked about how order matters when you're doing your congruency statement. So make sure you get all of that information down and practice the rest.